Okay, some of you guys are going to hate me. Some of you guys are going to love me. I have to apologize. This is the most fun I've ever had today, and I want to share it with you in the context of the Linda Stermer trial. So stay tuned. Hi, Tony DeWitt here. I'm a Missouri appellate attorney, retired, and I bring you a fresh perspective on the law without offering any legal advice. So pull up a chair. This is what we're discussing today. I have always fancied myself something of a Weird Al Yankovic kind of person. I'll hear a contemporary song and I'll think about something that's going on in the law and I'll put together my own words to that and I play it for my wife, but I would never, think about publishing it because obviously you're working off of a song that has been recorded by someone else. They're making money off of it and you'd want them to continue. And you also probably wouldn't want to embarrass yourself because I really can't sing that well. But every now and again, things pop up like ChatGPT that really change the way things happen. And of course, lots of different services are incorporating artificial intelligence into the way they work. One of those is Westlaw. They have an AI service on Westlaw where you can go in and you can ask a question and it will generate legal research for you. I don't use it because, again, I'm 69, I'm set in my ways, right? So I go in and do it the old-fashioned way. But I do take note of the fact that the AI is out there. So today I want to tell you about a program that I learned about today called Refusion. And I'm going to show you the website. You go in and you log in with your Gmail address. Real simple, real easy. And then you can do what I did. So let me tell you what I did. And I want to preface it by saying it this way. I don't think there's anything funny about murder, right? I really don't. And I certainly don't think there's anything funny about the way that Todd Stermer was killed. That is, I mean, no disrespect to Todd Stermer or his family, because he certainly had a bad outcome. But every now and again, particularly when you're listening to some of the ridiculous things that the defense has said and the ridiculous questions that they've asked some of these witnesses, well, sometimes you just have to jump up and do something about it. And so, one of the things that Refusion allows you to do is it allows you to write a song in almost any genre. You can do opera on it, if you can believe that. You can do contemporary pop ballads, you can do country ballads. And, the whole thing with Linda Stermer, the whole thing sounded like a country ballad. And so, with that little bit of introduction, allow me to present Match Misfire, which is a song that I developed using this Refusion model. I hope you enjoy it.
Miss Mary Mitchell made a mighty big mess when she found her man Tommy with Sally from Success. She watched them dancing at the wagon wheel bar, then followed them home in her beat-up car. She waited till Tommy was sound asleep, then tiptoed out to her truck to make that final leap. With 5 red gallons of premium great, she made the choice that sealed poor Tommy's fate. Your Honor, it must have been a terrible mistake, 'cause good girls like me don't calculate. Well, the flames went up and the sirens came down, and Mary stood there crying in her cotton nightgown. He must have been smoking in that old wooden bed, is what that pretty little firecracker said. The sheriff just shook his head in dismay as Mary kept insisting it was just Tommy's bad day. Pure coincidence, she said with a smile. That gas can, I was just cleaning up the tile. Your Honor, it must have been a terrible mistake, 'cause good girls like me don't calculate. and Mary's face of pure despair. But Deputy Dan's got proof to share about premeditated flair. The judge looked down at Mary's tears, said, "Ma'am, you're facing 30 years. But sir," she cried, "you've got it wrong. I'm just a victim of circumstance all along." Then Sally stood up from the witness stand, said, "Your Honor, that woman had it all planned." Mary's smile finally started to fade when they brought out her Match.com upgrade. "Your Honor, it must have been a terrible mistake, 'cause good girls like me don't calculate, don't calculate."
So I'm going to call this Tuesday Treats because I intend to do more of these. They're really kind of fun because they allow an opportunity for me to sort of show off my humorous side, and hopefully everybody thought that was really kind of funny. The the whole idea about, it being some kind of accident, there's just no way that that could possibly be. At any rate, I thought maybe you would find that funny, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Yesterday, the trial was on recess. They didn't meet yesterday. It is meeting today. I'll have some content for you on that later on. But I did want to share this at the outset again because, like I said, I thought it was pretty funny. If you have any comments, if you think this was, in some way disrespectful, which, I'm sure some people probably might think that, but it wasn't intended to be that way. It was intended to be funny. And as Steve Martin once said, comedy is not pretty. And this is one of those things that's not pretty. But I do want to thank Refusion and the people behind it for putting out this AI. And I would encourage you to use it, particularly if you like funny songs, Weird Al Yankovic kind of songs. You can write your own. There are some situations where, and I learned this as a respiratory therapist, you would see some really awful things come into the emergency room. And if you didn't address it with a little humor, not humor that the family could hear, of course, but humor within your peer group about what happened, it would be pretty easy to go stark raving loony, seeing all the kinds of trauma that you see in that environment. And they call it gallows humor for a reason. But it does help you deal with kind of the strange and unusual things that happen in life, and certainly some of the more painful things. So now you've been inside my mind and you know what kinds of things I laugh at. If you could see some of the titles on the inside of my work system here where I name these files, you'd probably get a little bit of a laugh out of that too. I try not to take everything as seriously as the people who are going through it do, because that's just not me. If you found this disrespectful, if you don't ever want to see another one of these again, please let me know that too. Would really appreciate whether you thought this hit the mark or whether you thought that I should immediately stick my head in a bucket of sand or something. So thanks for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch you next time. That's what I have for you today. I hope you found it helpful, interesting, or maybe both. If there's a subject you'd like me to discuss, please feel free to send me an email at the address above. If you like what we do, please feel free to subscribe and come on back to the beach tomorrow. I release videos every weekday, weather and work permitting. If you have the opportunity today, do a kindness for your fellow man. It makes the world a better place, one kind act at a time. And now, YouTube has some suggestions for other videos of mine that you might like.